Focus is a skill that will 10x your life. If you look around you, no one actually knows how to focus. I mean, be honest, like, when was the last time you sat down and had pure focus for multiple hours? I want you to think of every millionaire that you know of. Something they all have in common is that they have insane levels of focus. And right now, competition is extremely high. And if you want to compete with others, if you want to destroy others in any competition, if you want to become the top level in whatever you're trying to achieve, you must realize that you need to have extreme levels of focus. In this video, I'm going to break down how to have extreme levels of focus, and I have learned everything I am going to teach in this video from Charlie Morgan and his video about how to focus like a millionaire. So no scrolling, no having other tabs open, no looking at the comments. Give this video 100% focus, because that's how you train it. You just need to start training your focus by watching something, not getting distracted, no matter what's around you. But in this video, I'm going to break down every single step that you need to take to have insane focus. So in this generation, we see a lot of people saying that you must work 12 hours a day. Now, I'm not saying I'm against that. I'm all for working hard. However, what people don't tell you is that they're working those 12 hours and they're actually getting nothing done because their focus is split up into 10 different things. I want you to imagine two people spend 1 hour working. Actually, let's just say they spend 1 hour reading. Now, one person reads 20 pages in the hour and the other person only reads 10 pages. They both spent the same exact time. However, this guy had more focus and got more done. Some people can't even read a page of a book without losing focus. And some people could spend an hour and finish an entire chapter of a book. What I'm trying to stress is that it doesn't matter how much time you work. What really matters is how much focus you have, because we all have the same amount of time in a day. If you spend 5 hours of your time working, however, you only get an hour of work done, then someone who only spends 1 hour of work but has pure focus will get the same amount done as you, and he'll get more done because he has 4 hours remaining. So basically, the whole point of what I'm trying to say is that you must have focus, because it doesn't matter how much time you have in your day. If you don't have focus, none of that matters. I'm going to put a chart that helps you understand. So basically, we have a unit of time, a unit of focus, and a unit of productivity. Basically, this means that we all have the same amount of time, and the unit of focus is how much focus you have in your day. And then the unit of productivity is the final result of it. So you can see that if you have the same time, however, your unit of focus is lower than someone else's, you're going to be less productive. And now you might be asking, what does focus even mean? Focus basically means you have no other distractions. You're giving all of your brain power, all of your brain energy on one single thing. Nothing else is distracting you. You're literally into the flow state of that certain task that you're doing. So this is advice that you probably don't hear often, but it is that carbs and sugar really does slow your mind, really does affect your focus. So if you're eating a big meal that's full of carbs before you get your work done, your brain is going to work at a slower rate than if you just had nothing. This is why in the morning, I like to do my hardest task in the morning. And usually I don't even eat anything until I'm done with work. Because when you're eating carbs, you feel sluggish because your body will prioritize trying to digest those carbs, digest the sugar, instead of focusing on the work. You cannot focus on digestion and work at the same time. Your body will obviously prioritize digestion first, because that will keep you alive. I mean, especially the foods that most people eat these days. I mean, how do you expect to focus when you're waking up, eating Cheerios, or eating any type of garbage cereal, eating something that's full of sugar, even if it's something like protein pancakes? If you go look at the ingredients, it's horrible for you. Obviously, your mind is not going to be able to focus. It's going to be trying to defend your body from all of these garbage chemicals that you're putting into yourself. Now, I'm not saying you can't have breakfast. I'm just saying that try to avoid eating carbs, because carbs have been proven many times to actually affect your focus. And I'm not saying get rid of carbs completely. You can have it at night. I usually eat carbs. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to get rid of every single carb. But in the morning, you want to have your work fully focused. So no carbs, no sugar, no BS ingredients, nothing like that. If you want to eat breakfast, then what you can have is just single ingredient foods such as eggs. Right now, what I've been doing is just eating 3 eggs. It's easy to make. It's no carbs, it's just very good for your body. Also, about sugar, you should just try to avoid sugar in general. Don't even eat it any time of the day, because sugar has been shown to destroy your brain health, to destroy your health in general. So try to avoid sugar. If there's one thing that you get out of this video, it's to avoid sugar, and it will help you have better focus. It'll help you have a better body. It just helps you in so many areas of your life. I want you to think of your brain as two different types of wavelengths. Now, one wavelength is chaotic, and that's because you're extremely stimulated. And the other wavelength is just flat and just very soothing and calming. Now, I want you to think of your morning routine. Do you wake up early in the morning and go on your phone to stimulate yourself, scroll on TikTok? Maybe you're texting people, maybe you're listening to stimulating music, whatever it may be. Think of your morning. And I want you to realize that your wavelength is if it's extremely chaotic in the morning, it takes a long time to get to that calm, focused wavelength. You cannot expect to go from chaotic to calm. It takes time, which means that you want to start your morning off very good. You want to get rid of any stimulation. You know, you can't ask your brain to focus on 10 things and then ask it to focus on only one. It just doesn't work like that. So the best thing that you can do is create a morning audit, which means I want you to go through your morning, find anything that's stimulating you, and just get rid of it. And what you could do instead is just start to read, start to meditate, do anything that is going to be very calm for your mind. And then once you finish your morning work, then you could do all the stimulating fun things that you want to do. However, I still don't even recommend scrolling on TikTok, because all that stuff is useless. And if you want to have true 100% focus in your life, you must get rid of all of these distractions. Your thoughts are one of the most distracting things. Have you ever had a time when you're trying to read a book and then you were one paragraph in, or even one sentence in? Sometimes it's very extreme like that. And then your thoughts take over and you stop focusing on the book. The reason why is because your focus is very poor, and you must first become aware of these thoughts, become aware of the external and the internal. I'm going to explain what these are and how to get rid of them. So you have internal stimuli and you have external stimuli. Internal stimuli basically means your thoughts take over and then you lose focus. I'm going to go over later in this video how to get rid of that. But first I want to go over what external stimuli is and how to get rid of that. So basically, external stimuli is if something that you don't control happens. For example, during this video, I got a phone call. That would be considered external stimuli. When I was scripting this video, an Amazon driver came and I was by the window. That's external stimuli. Anything that's taking away your distraction that is not caused by you is external stimuli. So although it is an external stimuli, an external distraction, you do have the possibility of reducing it. And the best way to do this is just to have a piece of paper. This is what Charlie Morgan said in his video. You have a piece of paper, and then every time you get distracted by something, you write it down, so then you could prevent it from happening in the future. So for example, like I said, I just got this phone call, and now I'm going to write it down because that is a distraction, and I'm going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb every single time I am about to record a video. And a quick thing that I do want to say is that the Pomodoro technique is BS advice, because I want you to think of our ancestors 500 to 1,000 years ago. When they had to hunt an animal, they stayed in the same spot and looked at the same tree for maybe 10 hours a day, because if they missed, then they would not be able to eat. They will starve. Their family will starve. So don't listen to those people who are saying that you can only focus 25 minutes at a time. The human brain is crazy. The human brain can do wonders. So if you're limiting yourself to 25 minutes, then you're never going to achieve your fullest potential with focus. So now we know how to get rid of external stimuli. So now we need to know how to get rid of internal stimuli, which is your thoughts. So basically what you need to do is start to meditate. Now, I'm not one of those hippies that tells you to meditate and then your life will transform. This is basically just to improve your focus. And the best way to meditate is just to literally focus on breathing. Close your eyes, focus on breathing through your nose. And then you want to take a deep breath in and then let it out through your mouth. And just really just put full focus into the breath passing through your nostrils. And then by nature, what's going to happen is that thoughts are going to come up. You're going to get distracted. You're going to forget that you're meditating. And what you need to do is just go back to focusing on your breath. So it's basically like a cycle. I have an image pop up right now. And like I said, every time you get a distracting thought, just go right back into focusing on your breath. The more you do it, the better you will become at focusing, because while we work, whatever we were doing at the time, we'll get this distracting thought, and then we could either entertain it or we could go right back to work and avoid it. And the best way to work on your focus is just to constantly meditate, constantly finish a cycle. The more times you do this cycle, the more times you will level up your focus. And at first, you're going to be getting a thought every 10 seconds, every 30 seconds. And the reason why is because your focus is so bad, probably from all the shorts that you've been looking at. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a victim of this as well. I'm really trying to get rid of shorts. I already got rid of TikTok and Instagram. YouTube Shorts is something I am still trying to get rid of. I'm going to be completely transparent here. However, if you want to have 100% focus, then you must just get rid of all of these things that are holding you back. So going back to your environment, you basically want to have the most simple, minimalistic environment. You know, you don't need to have all these things that are distracting you. You don't need to have other tabs open. You don't need to have your phone right next to you with the notifications off, because all these things you have to realize are trying to suck away your attention. All these notifications, honestly, if you still have notifications for yourself, you must go turn it off right now. Like there's no other way to put it, because like I said, all these apps, all of these ads, whatever it may be, all they're trying to do is just steal your attention away. And attention is the most valuable thing that you have. So if you have all of these things that's constantly taking away your focus, you'll never truly get anything done. You'll never truly live to what you were supposed to be. You're supposed to have full focus on one thing. Instead, all these companies, they're taking it away from you. I mean, I want you to think about it. When you were trying to get work done, but then you have TikTok right next to you, you have that open tab of TikTok. What do you think you're gonna want to do more? Of course, you're gonna want to go scroll on TikTok because that's the easier thing to do. So, like I keep saying, you must just get rid of all of these distractions. You must create an environment where you can do nothing else but put your full attention onto your work. You have to train your brain to focus on one thing at a time. So if you're hanging out with your friends or if you're watching a movie, don't go and check your text messages. Don't go on these different apps, because how you do that is how you will be doing your work. So if you focus on 10 different things when you're watching a movie, then when you go to work, you'll be focusing on 10 different things as well. So always train your mind to focus on one single thing. I want you to remember that 99% of people don't have the skill of focus. So if you really work on this, if you really give it your full attention and really try to improve, then you'll become better than all these people who say they want to work 12 hours a day, yet they can't even focus for 30 minutes. That is all for this video. Please check out my free 7-day guide to control in the description. Please like and subscribe. See you.